Proverb Fitness, Proverb Nutrition. We're back with you with our first video of our 5-part series on nutrition. Today we're going to cover the 4 habits that you need to do before you do anything else inside of your nutrition plan.
Yeah, so the first habit you're going to want to pick up or do is no smoking. So if you smoke, I know it's tough for people to quit, but that's the first thing that you really want to do is start a program where you can quit smoking.
Yeah, and if you don't smoke, then you're ahead of the ball game. But this also includes like smokeless tobacco or any other type of tobacco use that you can think of that maybe will prevent you to be successful in your nutrition plan. Our next one is going to be to add 5 to 6 servings of veggies each day. And so this is going to include any type of green leafy vegetable or any type of, basically if it's colorful and it's in the produce section at the grocery store, it's a good fit. There's some other options there you can use if you can't hit your vegetable need through Whole Foods. Then you can always choose like a supplement, which would be like a veggie powder or something, or even taking vegetables and placing it into blenders for making smoothies. I think that's what Travis does, one of those things. So there's different ways you can get those vegetables in, but 5 to 6 servings, that looks like about a handful of vegetables at each meal, or 1.5 at each meal, depending on how many meals you eat in a day.
Yeah, and you can get those, like you said, all different ways. You can either put them in a smoothie. I like just putting them on my plate with anything else because they add a fullness factor. Eat them slowly and you'll feel more full before even tracking anything. You might realize that you start losing weight just by adding vegetables into your meals.
For sure, for sure.
The next thing you want to do is make sure that you're sleeping about 7 to 8 hours every night. And this is a big one. If you're in the gym and you're hitting it hard and you're getting 5 hours of sleep every night, one, you're probably going to get stressed real easy, which is going to hurt. And then another one is you're not going to recover. And so as the week goes on, you're going to feel more and more tired. Your workouts are going to get worse and worse. And by Friday, you're going to barely be moving. And you can do this a whole bunch of different ways. I like turning my electronics off about an hour before I try to go to bed. And that really helps me out.
Yeah, so setting a routine is the big thing there. So if you don't have a bedtime routine, that's something you can implement, whether it be reading a book or just kind of cutting off, like Travis does, cutting off the electronics, some breathing exercises, pretty much anything that allows you to kind of calm down from the day, really debrief and kind of get all the anxiety and all the anxiousness that may be inside your going on in your brain, try to eliminate that and kind of calm down to where you can sleep. And not sleeping is not a badge of honor. So some people's like, I only slept 4 hours last night. Well, that's all great, but that's not a badge of honor. You need those 5 to 7 hours of sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. So try that. Put that in there. That's our 3rd habit, and we'll go into our 4th, which will be
you want to exercise for about 3 hours a week, and you can do this 3 days a week, 1 hour each day, or you can split it up however you want.
Yeah, so there's many different options there. The key is that you're accumulating over a 7-day period about 3 hours of physical activity. Exercise. Now, physical activity and exercise are 2 different things. So if you're like walking your dog and that type of stuff, that's awesome. But that's not exercise. Exercise is a planned regimen, whether it be getting your heart rate up doing sprints, or whether you're doing a 5K run, lifting weights, whatever that looks like to you. You need to make sure you're trying to add that into your physical activity. Now, you should always be trying to do that physical activity as well, but that's what we're talking about is more of an exercise type deal. So regimen. So these are kind of the 4 habits that before you do anything else, you need to make sure that you're trying to put into your lifestyle. If you're not doing these things, then you don't need to worry about counting macros, micros, how much protein you should be eating and that type of stuff. You should be trying to hit those things first. Once you hit those, you're basically on the way to the right path, and that's what we're looking for as far as the habits go. So anything else you want to add?
I think that covers the first week.
Awesome. So next week we'll be back with you with our first installment of our calorie balance. So we'll get back with you on that, and that'll be next week. So look forward to keep training hard.